The wagon wheels groaned like something wounded as they rolled across the dusty plains, each turn pulling Clara further from the only life she had known. In her arms, her newborn son whimpered, sensing her trembling fear even before he could understand the world he'd been born into. Wind whipped across the open land, carrying the scent of dirt, sweat, and something she prayed wasn't danger. She had been traded, sold, by the men who claimed ownership over her fate. Her husband had died in a mining collapse, and with no one left to protect her, she'd become a burden the wrong people were eager to profit from. The child in her arms was the last piece of love she had left, and she clutched him like a shield against the dark unknown awaiting them. "Just keep your head down," one of the men barked. "Man's waitin' for you. Wants a woman who can work and a baby that won't fuss." Clara held her son tighter. "Please stay quiet," she prayed silently. "Please stay safe." When the wagon finally lurched to a stop in front of a lonely stretch of ranchland, Clara felt her breath freeze in her chest. A broad-shouldered man stood near the corral, the late afternoon sun casting long amber shadows behind him. A cowboy, hat tipped low, back straight, unreadable. She braced herself for cruelty. For hunger. For pain. For anything but mercy. The men dragged her off the wagon, her feet stumbling as she tried to keep her baby from jostling. "There she is," one announced proudly. "Told you she's strong. And the kid's healthy." The cowboy didn't move at first. His eyes, hidden under the brim of his hat, seemed to study her not like a possession, but like a puzzle he wasn't sure how to solve. Finally, he spoke. "You got the papers?" "Papers. Proof she belonged to whoever purchased her." Clara's heart hammered as the men handed him a crumpled sheet. He glanced at it only briefly before pulling a small leather pouch from his coat and tossing it to them. "Take your money and go." The transaction took seconds, but to Clara it felt like a lifetime sealing shut. She shut her eyes, waiting for her new fate to strike like a blow. But instead of harsh hands or sharp commands, she felt nothing. Just silence. A silence so deep it startled her eyes open. The men were already riding off, thrilled to be rid of their responsibility. Dust rose behind them until they vanished completely. The cowboy at last stepped closer. Clara held her breath. She positioned her body so that she could shield her baby from whatever came next. But when the cowboy finally spoke, his voice was low, steady, and unexpectedly gentle. "You ain't safe," he whispered. "Not with men like them roamin' these parts. So listen close." His gaze softened. "Whatever you think I bought you for, it ain't that." Clara blinked, unsure she'd heard right. He continued, almost as if speaking too loudly would break something fragile between them. "My brother sent word a woman and child were in trouble. Told me there wasn't time to get the law involved, but that I might reach you first if I acted fast." He removed his hat then, slowly, respectfully. "My name's Jonah Walker. I didn't buy you. I bought your freedom." Clara staggered, the ground tilting beneath her. He took half a step forward, palms open, offering her space, not claiming it. "You can leave in the mornin' if you want. I'll give you supplies, a horse, and enough money to get wherever you're hoping to go." Her voice cracked, barely a whisper. "Why? You don't even know me." "My mama raised me to believe a person's worth isn't measured by what they can give you," he said. "Just by the fact they're God's creation. And you." He nodded toward the sleeping baby. "You're two souls who deserve a chance." Tears stung her eyes. She'd met good men before, but none who'd risked their own safety or fortune for a stranger. Jonah gestured toward the small cabin near the barn. "You both look starved. I made stew. Warm and plenty of it. There's a cradle too, figured you might need one." Clara hesitated, worn thin by fear and disbelief. But when her baby whimpered again, she finally stepped forward. Inside the cabin, she found exactly what he'd promised. A fire crackling in the hearth. Clean blankets. A little wooden cradle someone had clearly carved by hand. There was even a bouquet of wildflowers in a tin cup beside the bed. As she ate, Jonah stayed at a respectful distance, tending to chores outside, only checking in to make sure she had everything she needed. Night settled over the plains like a soft, dark quilt. When the baby finally fell asleep, Clara stepped onto the porch, wrapped in a borrowed shawl. Jonah sat on the steps, watching the stars. When he heard her, he stood, unsure whether she wanted distance or conversation. "You saved us," Clara murmured. "That's something I can never repay." He shook his head. "Wasn't looking for repayment." Silence stretched between them, peaceful this time, not fearful. Then, in a voice almost too quiet for the wind to catch, he said, "I know you've been through hell. I know trust ain't easy. But if you ever needed it, a family, I'd be proud to help you raise that boy. Proud to stand by you." Clara's breath caught. "But only," he added quickly, "if it's something you wanted. Only if you felt safe. You choose your path now. Not me. Not anyone." The gentleness of those words shattered whatever barriers fear had left standing inside her. She stepped beside him, tears hot against the cold night air. Not because she felt obligated. Not because she was desperate. Because for the first time in months, years, maybe, she felt hope. "Jonah," she whispered, voice trembling, "I don't know what tomorrow holds. But tonight, I feel safe for the first time." He exhaled, relief softening every line of his face. "If you'll have us," she continued, "I'd like to stay. And give this little boy a chance to know what a good man looks like." Jonah's eyes glistened. He leaned down, not touching her, just close enough for his words to wrap around her like a promise. "I'll be father and husband both," he whispered, "if that's the life you choose." And under the endless sky, Clara felt something inside her finally unbreak. Not because she had been rescued, but because someone, at last, believed she deserved saving.